Yeah, good morning students. In this lesson we are going to lead that continuation of previous video. Unit number 10, matter around us. Now today we are going to see the subtopic for title, solutions. Then I'll give a small recap about the previous slides and previous sections. In previous video we have learned a mixture, and mixture is there how we are going to separation to a pure compound. We are having the so many techniques, but in this your new book we are given only four methods. Now I'm going to explain what are the method we are going to learn the previous section. But our aim to separate a mixture. What first process is sublimation process, second one is centrifugation, then third one is filtration, and fourth one is chromatography. I think you are very aware of that four subtitle. Now I'm entering into the new subtitle, that is called a solution. The learning objectives are these sections. First, we are going to learn what is meant by solution, and solution means what are the components there to making a solution, and homogeneous and heterogeneous solutions. Then I give a small definition about the solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of the two or more substances. Okay, you can assume you take a one tumbler of water, you add a little amount of sugar to the compound. You take a tumbler of water, a tumbler fully water is there. You add a 1 teaspoon of sugar or salt. The salt will fully dissolve in that water. Okay. What happening finally we get whether you are adding a salt, that is called a salt solution. Whether you are adding a whether you are adding a sugar, that is called a sugar solution. Finally, you take a clear glass bottle. You see that how the clarity will be there. Any clarity will be bring down and clarity will be stabilized. That is called a solution is not able to change the character of solution is called a homogeneous solution. Homogeneous solution is whether you see this side, this opposite side, we can see that clearly. That is called homogeneous solution. Heterogeneous solution is nothing but that solution is and making time only is getting a homogeneous layer. Afterwards is separated into two layers because the high density particle are coming and settle down. The less density particle is coming on top. Like this, we are categorized the homogeneous solution and heterogeneous solution. Okay, I give a small example. Salt plus water. What I can give here, salt plus water, we get a salt solution. So whether the salt solution is a homogeneous solution or heterogeneous solution means easily you can say the salt solution is a homogeneous solution. Then what are the types are involving for the solution? Depends upon the particle size. So only I said a homogeneous solution and heterogeneous solution. So depends upon the particle size also having the property to increasing a homogeneous and heterogeneous. Suppose we are having a particle size in minimum. Example is sugar solution or salt solution. See solute and water. What we are getting a maximum amount is called a solvent. What we are getting a minimum amount is called solute. Your sugar solution, we are having a water as a maximum quantity, sugar as a 1 or 2 spoons. So you understand sugar is a solute and water is a solvent. Afterwards we are mixed to get a water sugar solution. It's a homogeneous form. See the structure here. One beaker is there. A beaker is containing a solution, but immediately the solution get two layers will be obtained. See the difference is said to be here. The solution particle size is maximum. The solution particle size is maximum. So the compactability of solvent is not suitable for this solute. Finally, we said this is a heterogeneous or heterogeneous solution. This solution is said to be a homogeneous solution. A solution is a mixture formed when two or more solute dissolved in a solvent. Okay. Whether we take a sugar only means the sugar solution is there. Even though sugar plus sugar and then salt plus water means that is a mixture of solution. Then colloidal solution. Colloidal solution is nothing but you take your pure example of your paint. Paint is one of the example for your colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is heterogeneous system. Heterogeneous system consisting of the depressed phase of depression medium. Depressed phase or depression medium can be a solid or liquid or gas. Okay. Then see, I am showing you one picture here. Example of stable colloidal. Example of stable colloidal. Example of unstable colloidal. So whether you can take a new paint box, the paint fully is there, you can store after 10 to you can store up to the year. But you can take this, we are adding some of the solvent to reducing the viscosity of the substance. Nothing but we are reducing, we can add to bring down the thickness to the thin form. Okay, so we can add some of the thinners to the paint box. Finally what happened, after the painting over, we can keep it aside of the paint box. Take care, throughout the night you can leave it. After we can see the morning, the solvent can come and settled on top, the paint will be settled on bottom. Afterwards we can mix it well, then we can use it. So the colloidal solution is heterogeneous system. The depression medium, we can use it different types of mediums. Okay. Then Bourian movement. Bourian movement is one of the best example for the colloidal solution form. Okay, it's nothing but one cube of colloidal I taken here. The movement of colloidal, whether they may be uniform movement, other they may be a zigzag movement. So the Bourian will be identified. All the colloidal solution is a movement will be a zigzag movement. So the zigzag movement, what happening? Unbalanced particle size, the big molecules can hit her simultaneously. A big molecules and small molecules hitting was reduced. The Bourian has said a molecule colloidal will be a zigzag movement. Okay. When a colloidal solution are viewed under the powerful microscope, it can be seen that the colloidal particles are moving constantly and rapidly in a zigzag direction or zigzag motions. Okay. The Bourian movement of the particle is due to the unbalanced bombardment of particle. Unbalanced bombardment of particle is nothing but your paint solution is maximum, you are adding a solvent is minimum. So unbalanced bombardment. The thinner is having a chemical compound that is called unbalanced bombardment. So ratio 1:1 ratio. We take a 1 liter of paint and we are adding a 1 liter of thinner, means that is a balanced one. Unbalanced bombardment is nothing but thinner quantity will be low, the paint quantity will be maximum. What happened? The thinner and then paint molecule heated by together, and the motion of the paint molecule will be high, the motion of the thinner molecule will be low. That's said to be a Bourian movement. Okay, the depression medium will be separated. Why the paint gets separated throughout here? After adding a thinner means the unbalanced bombardment is happening inside the chamber. See, the Bourian movement, the random motion of small colloidal particle suspended in a liquid or gas medium, caused by the collision of the medium's molecules with the particles, also called Bourian movement. The movement of the molecules is like that. We can't able to find out the direction, that is their own direction they can write. Then the Tyndall effect. The Tyndall effect is a very useful effect to observing the colloidal solution for the focusing of light. Okay, what happened? The Tyndall effect will be the scattering of light. The Tyndall effect is nothing but scattering the light. Why the sky was blue, why the ocean was blue means the Tyndall effect will be happening. Tyndall effect will be influencing a major effect for the blue color in sky and ocean. Okay, the Tyndall was identified is one of the scientists named 1869 observed when a strong beam of light focused on a colloidal solution, the path of medium become visible. Path of beam become visible. A phenomena is known as a Tyndall effect. The illuminated path is called a Tyndall cone. The illuminated path is Tyndall cone. The phenomena is not observed can a true solution. True solution is nothing but a pure solution. Colloidal solution is nothing but we are having a, so Tyndall cone is nothing but, see this picture, a Tyndall effect. We are having a true solution, a light beam is not visible. Light beam is not visible. Better we can have the colloidal solution, a light of beam is visible. It's nothing but the motion of the molecules is absorbed by the light and reflecting the light. Finally, we can get here one light that is called a emission or illuminated light. Emission or illuminated light. This is called, this red color zone is called illuminated path of a Tyndall cone. Illuminated path of a Tyndall cone. So, what the use of the Tyndall effect? The Tyndall effect is helpful to identify the motion of the colloidal particle. Helpful to identify the motion of the colloidal particle in heterogeneous system. Okay, then the Tyndall effect, the scattering of visible light by a colloidal particle is called a Tyndall effect. See there, Solution, colloidal and suspension. Solution, colloidal and suspension. A true solution, we are not able to see the light or beam. Yeah, colloidal part we can see the true light. Then suspension parts we can see the maximum illuminated part. Maximum illuminated part. This is helpful to identify the how much separation is happening inside the colloidal particle. Then this is an important one for the emulsion. We know that oil is not soluble in water, but we can add some of the additives can make some of the chemical treatment. The oil gets solubility in water. Okay. Emulsion means insoluble compound insoluble in water give you a milky white color. Milky white color is called a emulsion. Is called a emulsion. See, I'm adding a water plus oil, and vegetable oil protein is isolate. See, primary emulsion. Primary emulsion is nothing but I can give the agitation only. Homogenization is I can rotating the chamber with the help of the homogenization machine. Finally, that particle gets suspended like this. Primary emulsion. I'm adding some of the catalyst, oxidizer, some like that emulsifier, benzyl peroxide or hydrogen peroxide like the solution I'm adding. That is called the catalytic polysaccharides. Then secondary emulsification will be happening. Secondary emulsification is nothing but the particle get spread uniformly to the chamber. Then I'm adding anionic polysaccharides. Anionic polysaccharides means some of the substances SBS, sodium bisulfate in water medium. I can mix it as a solution. I can add it means that is increasing the SO3 of the compound. SO3 of the compound. Finally, we can get here on two layer to a single layer compound. Finally, we get here 2 layer to single layer compound. How? The helpful of emulsification technique. This emulsification technique is very helpful for the manufacturing of creams, soaps, and some of the leather industries also. Some of the leather industries was using the sulfosuccinate part to the leathers for the mellowness of the compound. What happening? Instead of they taking the groundnut oil, they are doing a sulfitation. The insoluble groundnut oil is not soluble in water, but sulfitation method is helpful to soluble in oils in water. Okay, this is a sulfitation technique method. Whether we are having a good oil, we can give to do this one means we can get a insoluble oil compound to soluble oil compound. How we are going to identify it means we can get a milky white emulsion finally. Milky white emulsion finally. Okay. I can give the small recap of this section. First, you can understand solution is categorized into two types. One is homogenization, another one is heterogeneous. Then homogeneous solution is called a two or more substance mixed together. We get a uniform liquid is called a homogeneous solution. The solution is separated into two layers, that is called a heterogeneous solution. The colloidal particle is helpful to identify the Tyndall effect. Then suspension means immediately is not suspended. After a 1 or 2 hours we get a separation is called a suspension liquid. This is the best example for our homemaking ghee. Emulsion is one of the best example insoluble compound to soluble compound, whether there may be a 3 types. The absorption is one of the additive. You take one of the Fevikwik is one of the additive is absorbed both the ends. Okay, the absorption is adhesive of the atom or ions or molecule from a gas, liquid or dissolved solid to the surface sedimentation of the particles under the influence of the centrifugal forces. Okay, we can take one small Fevikwik, you are applying to the paper and give a force means that can be stretched. Like that, the big molecules we can't able to tie up the means we can adding some of the additives to the compound. The additives is helpful to binding the one molecule to another molecule, that is reducing the suspension. That type of chemical compound is called a absorption. That type of chemical compound is called a absorption. But you can understand the solution, colloidal, suspension, emulsion and absorption. But these 4 are very important for your section. But absorption you can understand insoluble compound and making a stability of the compound. We can adding additives. We can making a stable compound for the chemical techniques. Okay. Thank you, students.